Hi ladies, welcome back. It's summertime, finally. The sun is out, it's getting warmer no matter where you live. I live in Michigan and it's finally nice and warm outside. Today it's not going to be sunny, but it's nice and warm. So you're wearing sleeveless tops, you're wearing sleeveless dresses, you're wearing shorts and things like that where a lot more of your skin is going to be showing. In the wintertime here in Michigan, I'm covered up totally because it's freezing out. But in the summertime, I like to have my skin showing. But I don't like to look pale and pasty and white. So how do I get a tan? I'm not going to lay out in the sun and I'm not going to go to a tanning bed. I made both of those mistakes when I was younger and it has caused a lot of problems. By going to a tanning bed and laying out in the sun, it has broken down my collagen, my elasticity in my skin. I've gotten skin cancer, which I've showed you before, on my ear, on my shoulder, and I have one other spot that I got, and I'm sure from going to the tanning bed. So we don't want to do that, but we want to look nice and we want to have that glow to our skin. So how do we do it? We use Sunless Tanners. And I love Sunless Tanners, and I've been using Sunless Tanners now for several years because I do not go out in the sun without having sunscreen on. So if you're properly protected with your sunscreen, you can go out and be out in the sun for several hours and come back in and look the same. I would rather do that and have pale skin and not have problems with skin cancer or wrinkles or anything else that I've already caused. I'm taking a lot of time and trying to reverse all those problems. So today I thought I would show you some of my favorite sunless tanners, but I'm only going to show you the ones that are affordable or drugstore pricing. I have some favorite high-end ones that are by Saint-Tropez, Norvell, Isle of Paradise that I do love and I use, but they're a lot more expensive. And not everyone can or wants to spend a lot of money on sunless tanners. You go through sunless tanners pretty fast because truthfully, especially with my dry skin, I have to put it on at least every 5 days. Most of them last 5-6 days. I don't think there's any that last 7 to 10 except for one of my expensive ones that does. But if you're going to be applying something once a week, you're going to go through 1 or 2 bottles per season easily. And if you're paying $40, $50 a bottle, that's a big expense. I would rather spend $15 or under and get the same results. And you can with a lot of different ones. So I'm going to show you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my favorites that I have here that I use and I think I get good results. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you is there are 2 different things that I always do before I put a sunless tanner on, and that is exfoliate. Very, very good. I take my showers at night, so a lot of times I will take a shower, I will do like a dry brushing or something to exfoliate my skin very, very well, and I will put on my sunless tanner at night if it's one that doesn't have like a color to it, a color guide, and I will wake up the next morning and I will have color on me. If it's one that is got a color guide on it, I will still exfoliate the night before. I'll get up, put it on during the day, like on a Saturday when I know I'm going to be around the house and not doing anything, so I can wear loose clothing, and then later in the afternoon I'll just go in and take a quick rinse off shower and rinse it all off so I have my color. But the first thing is very important is to do that. The second thing is you don't want to do it with bare hands because you're going to end up with sunless tanner on, and you can think that you're going to get it all off, but you're going to have colored palms. So I will use one of 2 things. I will use a tanning mitt, which I do love. This is the one I got with my Norvell, and I love it, and it's got synthetic fibers in here, and the inside is made so it does not come through, so it doesn't get into your hands. The other thing that you can use is a rubber glove, and this may sound strange, but I like using a rubber glove too because if I put a rubber glove on my hand, let's see if I can get this on. I've got really super small hands, so these gloves are pretty big on me. But if you put it on a rubber glove and you put on your sunless tanner, my hands are so dry. I just put lotion on, so these gloves are sticking to me. Okay, if you put on a rubber glove and you put on sunless tanner, it's just like using your hand, and you can get into all the little nooks and crannies of your hands in all of the spots that you want to, and it's not going to stick. So I like ones that are a lot more moisturizing, like moisturizers and stuff like that. I will do this. And my gloves, these little rubber gloves, if you're careful, I use the same one over and over again. I just buy a box of them, and then I can use them over and over again and then dispose of it. But they work just as good as if you were using your hand, and it's not going to absorb into the rubber glove. So to me, that is another good option for things like that. Okay, so let's get started on some of the ones. Several of these I have tried for the first time. In fact, all of them except for one. This is the first time I tried them this year, and I'm glad that I did. But I'm going to start with the first one that I have been using on and off for several years, and it's been around for years. And you know what? It gets 4 to 5 star ratings. People love that. And this is the Jergens Natural Glow. And I buy it in the Plus Firming Daily Moisturizer. This is the fair to medium skin tones. And I also bought the medium to dark. So as the summer goes on, I'm going to switch to the medium to dark. This is infused with collagen, elastin, it's paraben-free, and it's cruelty-free. And it says on it, clinically proven to reduce the appearance of cellulite in as little as 7 days. So it's got firming in it as well. Jergens Natural Glow Plus Firming Daily Moisturizer gradually creates and maintains nourished, sun-kissed color for beautiful glowing skin. Our breakthrough formula with patented technology delivers flawless, award-winning color and a streak-free, hassle-free application. And I truly believe this. And this is one of the ones that I use my rubber glove with. And I will put this on just like a moisturizer in the morning. And it's clear, or not clear, it's lotion colored, as you can see. And so I'm going to have to make sure it absorbs right into your skin. And it dries down pretty fast. Make sure I have a makeup wipe with me right here because I do not want to end up with tan fingers. It absorbs in just like moisturizer. So this is something that you can use every day. And I will use this probably 4 or 5 days in a row. And I when spring was here, I gradually got a tan. And everybody just thought, oh, you've been out in the sun. You're just gradually getting tan. Plus, I'm getting the nice firming benefits of this and with the collagen. And I love this. And I will say this. I will use it 4 or 5 days in a row. Then I'll just use moisturizer for a couple of days. Or else I'll use one of these. When it does wear off, it wears off nice. It doesn't streak. As long as you are putting this on and rubbing it in, making sure you're getting all your spots and everything, this wears off very, very nicely. And like I said, I will put it on like 4 or 5 days in a row. That's what I started out with this spring. I will do that, put it on, and then I'm getting a tan every day. It does not transfer onto your clothes. I will put this on. I wouldn't wear anything super tight the days that you're doing it, like my leggings. I love wearing leggings. But I wouldn't put that on until you're really sure that it's dried down really, really good. And sometimes I will even do this, like I do most of the time at night. So I have loose-fitting nightgowns or pajamas or anything on, so I don't have to worry about it. But if you're putting it on during the day, I wouldn't put anything super, super tight that's going to rub because that might leave it a little bit streaky. And that's with any of these tanning products. You don't want to wear, even though they say they have to be on 7 to 8 hours, and you can put them on, let it dry so it's dry to the touch, and then put your clothes on. I would not wear white, even though most of them say that they're transfer resistant. I would not wear white, and I would not wear anything that's super tight because it is going to be rubbing against your skin, and there is a chance of it, like rubbing some of it of your color off, like if it has guide color, and taking some of it off, so you could end up a little lighter in spots. So that's just a couple of recommendations. But that's the one that I have been using for years, on and off. The other one that I just got this year, and I got this, I believe it was off of Amazon. It's called Eclat Natural Skincare Hydrating Tanning Lotion. This instantly builds an even tan, and it's got shea butter in this. This one, it says, get a healthy tan all year round in just 15 minutes with our instant tanning lotion. Enriched with organic shea butter and soothing chamomile extract, our lotion glides onto your skin for an all-over sun-kissed glow with a hydrating feel. And it says, apply evenly on your body for a streak-free finish. Remember to wash your hands thoroughly after application. We recommend avoiding contact with clothing until it's nice and dry, which any of them do. And then it's saying that it will gradually in 15 minutes. I don't think any of these that say you're going to get color in 15 minutes, you're going to get the full color of it at that point. It takes really about 6 to 8 hours. I did like this a lot. I will say this one did have a tendency to wear off a little bit faster. It seemed like it wore off, and I know tanning things wear off. I mean, I've got super dry skin. So my skin, I'm always hydrating it and exfoliating and everything, so it wears off a little bit faster. This one did seem to wear off It was barely 5 days and it was worn off, but it wore off evenly as well as the other ones. You just, as any of them, you have to make sure that you're making sure you're rubbing it in and getting all your spots. It does feel very, very hydrating. I love that. So to me, it's like I'm putting on, again, a moisturizer. And again, this one is just clear or like a lotion color. As you can see, it just comes out like a clear lotion color. So I do like that. And it, again, blends in very well. I'm not gonna get it off my fingertips because I don't want tan, dark fingertips. So I would highly recommend that one. The next three are more of a mousse, and I do like this mousse. Now, if I'm using one that's a mousse, I will use this. To me, the lotion does not work as good on this. The fibers on this seem to grab lotion a little bit more than what the rubber gloves would. So if I'm doing something that's a lotion like the first two, I will use the rubber gloves. But if I'm using something that's a mousse or something like that I will use a mitt like this. And there are several of them out there. I saw one that I believe it was Shirley from Shirley's Box of Chocolate was talking about that had a thumb. I would love a thumb. A thumb I think would make it a whole lot easier to use. But for right now I have that one, and I'll probably get another one. And I do have on order another thing that she had recommended, and it's a long like strap made out of the same material with handles on it for getting your back, because it is hard to try to, I always start, like here, and you're trying to get it in here, and then you're grabbing it from the side and you're trying to figure out ways. And last year what I did is I took this, and I have like a bath brush, and I stuck this over the top of the bath brush, and the bath brush was pretty tight in there, so I put it on there and I used a bath brush to do it, which actually worked, but I'm anxious to try the little strap because I think it might be a little bit easier to do. Okay, moving on. Another one that's at the drugstore is this one by L'Oreal. This is called the new Sublime Bronze Self-Tanning Water Mousse. This has a coconut scent to it. It's got coconut water and vitamin E. It says natural looking tan in 4 to 8 hours, invisible feel, and transfer resistant. I really like this one, and this is the one that I have on right now, and it's hard to tell with the bright lights, but I am a lot tanner than I normally would be, and I actually put a face tanner on my face last night, so I had to use very little. And always remember to get your ears, especially if you have short hair, so I always get around my neck, because you don't want to, if you forget this and you put like your foundation and bronzer on your face and your body's tan and you forget your ears, it's going to look really obvious. And the first time I did it, I forgot, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my ears are a lot whiter compared to my body. So you always want to make sure you get your ears and everything too. But this is what I have on, and I like this, and you can't really tell, you might be able to tell through the bottle, but it's clear. And when it comes out, I'm actually just going to, no, I'll just spray it on my hand. I will show you. It comes out like a white mousse, and it blends in, and it blends right into your skin. And I love it. It is so lightweight, and I will tell you, it dries down so fast. I love that. I will put this on at night. This is what I put on last night before I went to bed, and I've got it in the medium shade. So it gave me a nice medium color. I will tell you, I did do a double coat. This was suggested, one of the YouTubers I was watching did suggest that, to do like a double coat. So I did it 2 nights in a row. I exfoliated my skin really, really well. I put on a coat before I went to bed, and the next night my skin felt like it was, after I took my shower, it still felt like it was exfoliated enough that I put on another coat. So I've got a nice color to me, and this will last a good 5-6 days. And this one says, Sublime Bronze Self-Tanning Water Mousse gives you a natural looking tan with a sun-kissed glow and an even finish. Ultra lightweight, transfer resistant formula disappears into your skin for an invisible feel and quick drying tan. Formula enriched with coconut water and vitamin E hydrates for a softer, smoother skin. Fresh coconut fragrance leaves your skin smelling beachy. It says, healthy looking, long lasting tan that develops gradually. Skin feels smooth, soft, and streak free. Even finish. Lightweight, quick drying formula. It says, shake well, pump onto your hand, and smooth evenly over clean, exfoliated skin. So they make sure that allow 4 to 8 hours for the color to fully develop. For longer lasting tan, apply 3 times over 12 to 24 hours. Wash hands thoroughly after each use. Let skin dry completely before putting on your clothes, which is basically what all of them say. And it says you can put it on 2 to 3 times in 24 hours. I did twice and I like it. I could have left it with just the one, and yesterday I had just a nice light tan, but I wanted it a little bit deeper, so I did a second coat on it. And it does dry down really fast. I did not notice that. I got up, there was nothing on my nightgown, did not transfer onto my nightgown, did not transfer onto any of my clothes that I wore to work. So I highly recommend this. This is something that'll give you a gradual tan. It takes 4 to 8 hours, but like I said, it starts out light. It does not have a guide to it, but it blends in so wonderfully and dries so fast. And it's going to last you 5 to 6 days. I do like this one. It does last really long. Now the next two, I got both of these off of Amazon, and these were ones that I had seen Shirley recommend. She had done, I think, one or two tanning videos, and then a couple of other YouTubers. So I think these were recommended actually by, I think, 2 different YouTubers. This is from the company called Be Tan. And this one's called Be Tan Forever and Ever. And it's got 3, which means it's not as super dark, but it's not super light. It says ultra long lasting self tan mousse. Scrap your weekly tan routine and just be tanned forever and ever and ever. Well, up to 11 days anyways. So this is supposed to last up to 11 days. And it says, oh, I love this writing on here. I love it. It's super, super small. It says, you're no stranger to a banging tan, but you're looking for a longer tan commitment. One night stands just your afterglow that last and last and last. It's supposed to last after 11 days. And it says, first up, that's just funny. It says get naked. And make sure your skin is clean, exfoliated, and dry. Apply mousse with your Be-Tan mitt or another tanning mitt on. And it says, wait at least and it says, TMS, wash your hands, wait at least 1 hour, then shower. If you want crazy dark, double coat and leave on for 4+ hours until you're as brown as you want to get. I will tell you, I left this on for more than an hour because the day that I did this, I've tried this twice, and I did love both of them. I didn't have time to put it on and then do an hour or whatever. It was like a Saturday and I was busy doing stuff. So I put it on and we were doing stuff around the house, and I had lightweight clothes and everything on. I let it dry, and later on in the afternoon, and it was probably 8 hours, I did take it off. The one thing about this one, I'm just going to grab, here, I'll just grab a Kleenex here. I'm going to show you because I don't want to put this one on my hands. This one comes out green. Okay, it definitely is got a green or olive undertone to it, which is fine. I just don't want to mix that with what I got on right now. And I do like this. It gives you like an olive undertone, and that's why it was one that was good for me to do when I was at home, because I didn't want that real olivey color on. And I have used that years ago. Bare Essentials or Bare Minerals, they had one, their faux tan, and it had like an olive undertone. And as long as you blended it in really good, it did give you a really nice tan color. It doesn't stay green like this. It's not going to leave you with green skin. It does have sort of like a brownish olive undertone to it, but it's a good guide color. And I will tell you, with that, having that guide color like that, and that's why they say you're probably going to rinse it off in an hour, so you're not going to be walking around with like green or olive skin. And I was just around the house, so I didn't mind having it on. But with that guide color, you're not going to miss. You're definitely going to see where you put this, and you're not going to miss a spot. And you're going to be able to see on your back if you've missed a spot, on your arms, anywhere. You are going to want to, when you do something like this, it's got a dark guide color. I will tell you this. You want to make sure afterwards, any spot like in the crook of your arm, like right here, you want to make sure that you blend that out really, really well. And any spot that you've got like age spots or anything like that, or freckles, you're going to want to probably take a Q-tip and just dab it a little bit. Otherwise, it will, when it's got a guide color like this, it tends to grab that spot. So it's going to make that spot a little bit darker. So whenever you're putting a faux tan on that's got a color guide like this, my suggestion is anywhere you have like age spots or something that are drier or freckles that it's going to grab more, just take a Q-tip afterwards and try to dab some of that off so it's not going to be as dark there or as intense there, because otherwise it will just make them look more intense. I do love this. I don't think it lasted 11 days. I don't think anybody, for as much as we shower and if you're taking care of your skin and you're shaving your legs, when you shave your legs, you're exfoliating your skin. So I don't think any sunless tanner is going to last 11 days if you're shaving your legs a lot. If you put some kind of sunless tanner on your face, I'm always washing and I'm putting retinol and acids on my face, so it's not going to stay long on my face. Now your arms and that, if you're careful and you're not using anything very exfoliating on your skin when you're taking your showers, it'll last longer. This one lasted me about 8 days. I love that. This is perfect. I could put this on before we leave on vacation and I will still have a tan when I get back. I do love this one. It did wear off pretty evenly. The only problem that I had was like on my feet, and your feet, you really got to watch your feet and hands and stuff because my feet are super dry and everything. When you're putting it on, sometimes it's good to moisturize just slightly, let it dry, wait just a while so it's all absorbed in really good, and then put it on your feet because your feet and your hands absorb sunless tanner a whole lot faster. One thing I would recommend if you're putting sunless tanner on your hands is to put it on. If you're leaving everything on for 8 hours, don't leave your hands on. Wash them after like an hour, which most of us do because we're doing stuff around the house. You're using the ladies' room, you're washing your hands, so you're not going to leave that on for 8 hours anyways. But same thing with your feet. It absorbs a lot more, so I would either put a light coat of moisturizer on or not leave it on as long on your feet. Just sort of lightly go over with maybe a damp washcloth that's just very slightly damp to take it off a little bit before the 8 hours or 4 hours, because, or even the hour, this is an hour, just so it doesn't absorb in, because your feet seem like they're a little bit, the skin is a little bit different and it's drier. Okay. Last but not least is the other one from BTN, and I tell you, I love this one. This has got to be my favorite, and there's a reason why. This one has only got a 2 on here, so it's not quite as dark as this one, but it's called darker. This one is called Ultra Tan. The other one was called Ultra Tan and Ultra. This one is called, I don't know if this will catch this. You can see this, Darker Violet Base. I love this. This is another one. I'll put a little bit, just grab my little mitt here. When this comes out, you can see it has sort of a violet color to it. I actually like that. I have a cool undertone to my skin. So this with the violet base in it is perfect because it's got a bluer or purple undertone to it. It's the perfect color for me. It gives me a tan that looks natural. It matches my undertone of my skin. So if you're a cool tone lady and you have a cooler undertone or pinker undertone to your skin, I would highly recommend this one. This one, the tan is going to be, when it gets done, it is going to be more of an olive undertone to it. This and these are just like a neutral. They're not real golden, so you're not going to have more like of a yellow undertone or golden. They're just that perfect medium tan color. You can see the tan that I have today, and I've got a different tan around my face, but you can see the tan color on my décolleté and my arms. It's not super yellow. It's not super golden, but it is, look at this hair, drive me nuts. Okay. In the middle. This one is going to give you more of an olive one. This one is going to give you a perfect neutral to cooler tan, which I love. Now this one, it says, no, it's not going to turn you purple. It's a violet-based tan that knocks out orange tones. There's nothing worse. Years ago, when they used to have like the copper tone, I think it was copper tone years ago, showing my age, like the first one of the Sunless Tanners that came out, you would look orange, you'd look like an Oompa Loompa, but having the violet base, it knocks out the orange. It says perfect for first-time tanners and those who want no orange in their tan game, which is me. I do not want any orange whatsoever. And the same thing it says, first up, same thing as the other one. For some reason, they tell you to get naked, or at least naked enough. It says, or make sure your skin is clean, exfoliated, and dry. Apply mousse with your tanning mitt. Wash your hands. Wait at least 1 hour after, then shower. If you want crazy dark, double coat, leave on for 4+ hours if you want your brown as it can be. Okay, same thing. I don't think any of these that say that they're quick, you can get a tan in an hour, you can get a tan in an hour. You're not going to get your full color in an hour. You'll get some color, but you're not going to get any. And I truthfully, either one of these, I don't think I had color after an hour, but I had a guide color on, so it was hard to tell. This one said you're going to get a tan in 15 minutes. There was no guide color, and I did not have a tan in 15 minutes. I will tell you that. Did not have the color. After putting it on at night, waking up the next morning, I had a nice color. So I don't think any of these that are quick. Saint-Tropez has one that says it's, it'll give you a color. They have their Express one, and it does give some. But Saint-Tropez also has a guide color, and it will dry down, and doesn't leave you tacky, but you've got that guide color. So yes, you're going to look tan. Then you're going to come back in your shower a little bit later. That's going to rinse off. But if you rinse off 8 hours later, then you're going to have the actual tan underneath. So those are my 6 favorite drugstore brands. Not all of them are found in drugstore. I got 3 of them off Amazon, and the other ones are found right in my Myers, and I love them because they're all under $15. I think both of these were 10. Actually, I think this was like 10 or 11. This was 10. I think this one was like 10. I think they were all right around $10 compared to $30, $40, $50. So they give you good color. They last. And keep in mind, ladies, any self-tanner, they're giving you an estimate on how many days that it's going to last. Everyone is different. Your skin is different. Some of us have oily skin. Some of us have dry or super dry skin. Some of us like to exfoliate our skin in the shower every day. Use like a loofah or something that's going to slightly exfoliate. Some of us don't. If you do things that are like exfoliating or things like that, it's going to shorten the life of your sunless tanner, obviously. So these are guidelines for people that you're going to put these on and then you're going to wash and take a shower, but you're probably going to use something very gentle and you're not going to exfoliate. And some people, it's going to absorb in. I have super dry skin, so it absorbs in a little bit different than if you have oily skin. So you have to keep that in mind when these say it can last up to 11 days. For some people, it could last up to 11 days. Other people, it may last 5. Some people, it may last like me, 8 days, 7 or 8 days. So keep that in mind when you're using them. But I don't feel as bad if they don't last as long, 7, 10, 11 days, because I didn't spend that much money on them. So I really hope that this was useful to you, helpful. One other thing I did want to tell you before I leave is I have a little trick, and you can do it with any of these. Let's say you go on vacation. I'm going on vacation in a couple of weeks, probably in like a week and a half. I'm going on vacation. And when I leave for vacation, I'm going to be spending time around a pool and on the lake, kayaking, and I'm going to be hiking and doing different things. And I'm going to wear sunscreen. But there's no guarantee that even with me wearing my SPF 30 or SPF 50, and I will reapply it, but if I'm out at the pool and I'm in and out of the water, I still could get a little bit of color. I have a wedding coming up at the end of August. My daughter is getting married, and I've said that before. And my dress is off the shoulders, and then it has little teeny skinny straps here. What happens if I get tan lines from my bathing suits? What do I do? That's where these come in. And I like the ones that have the guide to them for that case. You can do it with any of them. But that's where I would take something small, or even like, I would say the rubber mitt, because this is a little bit thicker, where if you have to, you can take that color and put it down there, leave it on, and just watch it and then rinse it off. It's like, okay, I need a little bit darker. You can reapply it to fill in your tan lines. Sunless tanners are great for fixing mistakes. And let me tell you, I've come back with some vacations where I thought I had sunscreen on and we were out all day. We went to Aruba, and even with having it on, I didn't have one that was like water resistant. We were out and we were sweating and everything. And it was probably a little bit longer than I should have been. It was like 4 or 5 hours. And I'm like, we were out someplace and I forgot to bring it with me. And I got some color. And I came back and I'm like, oh, I've got tan lines. Oh no, what am I going to do? Took out a sunless tanner and just filled it in. Didn't put any sunless tanner anywhere else. Just filled it in that spot for a couple of times. Made it match. And then as my tan started to fade, which your tan's going to fade a little bit slower, so I still would have to just, keep putting my sunless tanner in that spot a little bit on and off until my tan faded down to normal, and then I could do my sunless tanner over my whole body. So that's the other nice things, that sunless tanners are not good for just your whole overall glow, but they're actually really good for fixing tan lines when you do get a little bit of sun and it's like, oh, great, now I have a shirt strap. So these work amazing for that. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I do really appreciate you stopping by and watching my videos. I love doing this, and sharing my passion for skincare and makeup is just something that I love to talk about. I could sit and talk to my girlfriends forever, but you know what? I don't think a girlfriend that would sit and listen to me chat about skincare and makeup for hours and hours. I've got a couple that like, skincare and makeup, but I don't think any of them like it as much as I do. So this is the way that I get to talk and share with you my passion for makeup and skincare. So I do hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that while you are here, you will consider subscribing to my channel. Ring the notification bell so you're notified every time I put a new video up, which is once a week. And give it a big thumbs up. And I would really appreciate it if you would share it. Tell your friends about my channel. I would love to grow my channel. Thank you again so much for joining me today. Go out, have yourself a wonderful, blessed day, and I'll see you again in the next video.